Welcome everybody to Tuesdays with Grace. I'm Amanda, and I'm excited to share with you the project that I've been working on. So when I heard that the education team were going to be doing scrap projects, all I could think about was the bin of old t-shirts and jeans that I have planned to make a t-shirt quilt. So I've been working hard on piecing all of this together. And you can see I've got a whole bunch of different random fabrics that I've just cut into different shapes, cut them all to the same length, and then stitched them together. And then I had a bunch of different rows, and then I just stitched the rows together. So it kind of makes a patchwork feel of just random textures and fabrics. So there is a lot going on here. So I didn't want to do automation on this quilt. A lot of you know that I love the automation. I love working with it and making my own designs. But for this project, I wanted to do free motion quilting. So I'm going to start with the first design that I want to do, which is some loops that I'm going to fill in this first patch here. So I'm going to practice drawing just in this space here, a little bit like it. I'm just going to do some loops all the way down. You have to really think about the direction of this. You might be good at doing loops going horizontally, but doing it vertical can be a whole different challenge. And in the course, it teaches you how to keep your wrist straight, to really practice. And going over a design a couple of times can also really help you get that motion in. Okay, so now that I have this practiced, let's try and do it on the quilt here. So now that I'm ready to start quilting, I wanted to go over a little bit about my quilting setup here. I've got a Unique 19 on a Evolution hoop frame, and this is the exact setup I have at home, and it's awesome. So even though at home I don't have a lot of space, I am able to quilt this full-sized quilt just on this frame. With the hoop frame, I'm just clipping on all four sides. And then on the front here, I have some extra big quilt clips that you can purchase. And I'm clipping up the bottom of my quilt just so it doesn't drag on the ground. I'm using minky backing, and then I have a layer of batting, but I also put a layer of flannel in between here just because I have some layers of fabric here that's a little bit thinner, and I just wanted to give it a little bit more structure. Because I have all of those layers, I wanted to use this glide foot so that I could go over. Some of these have some thicker seams. So the glide foot allowed me to go a little bit smoother on all of those seams. I did have to adjust the collar on the glide foot just because it wasn't going up high enough to fit a hopping foot height gauge underneath it. So if you're having that same struggle, feel free to use the same Allen wrench that you do to adjust the to remove the hopping foot to adjust the collar on it as well. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my bobbin. Pull it up. Okay. And then one thing I found with having all of these different kinds of fabric is that it's important to stitch in the ditch and tack down all of the different blocks that you're going to be using. So I'm going to go ahead and tack down this first block. Okay. Pull my thread away, single stitch, and cut my threads here. Okay. It's good to get in the habit of clipping the threads you start with as well. Okay, so then I'll do it to start quilting this block here. And click play. And then cut the threads at the end. Okay. In this next section, I'm going to use some of the lines from Loops and Lines, but this time I'm going to mark out this section so that I have little squares that I can fill my designs in. So I have a ruler and a piece of chalk to help mark this. Just going to mark a couple inches over here. Just about halfway down. And I'll just do a couple, inches down this way. Okay. Now that I have this marked, I can go around the block again to tack down the edges. And now I need to practice my line designs. So the same way I did on my quilt, I'm going to draw out some squares. Well, go that way, but that's okay. Then split this down. Okay. And I'm just practicing going side to side and up and down. Okay. I'm going to start by going up and down. First square. And then the second square, I'm going to go side to side. And then you can see I'm going to need to stitch in the ditch to go down. And then I can go back up, down, and then side to side. Up and down, side to side. Down, and side to side. And then I'm going to need to stitch in the ditch to get over to that one. It's really just about getting into the rhythm of it. Okay. Move this out of the way. Pull up the bobbin. And let's get started. just do some lines to fill the bottom. Okay, in this next section, I'm going to do some of the spirals. So just need some space here. I'm going to do it really simple, but I'm going to do the kind of spiral that is closed. We teach a couple of different ways of doing spirals. Some of it is closed off in circles like this design here. And some of them are more open and flowy. But I really like this kind of string of pearls style for filling a sashing like this. Okay. Now I can work this out. Okay. Don't forget to tack down the square. Cut it at the end and the beginning. Okay. Then I'll start at the top. Start spiraling down. And the last square that I'm going to fill with some Paisley designs. Okay, just gonna start in a corner. Draw a Paisley loop. And one of the things you learn in the Spirals and Shells book is about echoing, just following back on a line so that you can get to the next space that you want to fill. And that works really well with the Paisleys as well. Now that I've had some practice, let's go to the quilt. Tack down those edges. Glide foot makes it really nice to get over those seams. Okay, let's start in this corner, pull the bobbin, and get started. Thank you everybody for joining me on my journey quilting this upcycled quilt. I'm excited to fill out the rest of this quilt. And if you would like to learn more about free motion quilting, if you want to do an in-person class, we also offer those that you can find on our website, or you can email us at classes@graceframe.com, and we will send you some information about the classes that we have available here in Salt Lake City. And also join us for Tuesdays with Grace, because we have plenty of tips and tricks that you can learn for free every single week. Be sure to follow us on all of the different social media platforms so that you can know what's going on here at the Grace Company. Thanks for joining us. Bye.